Your kids are watching. They're not just watching when we're talking to them. They're not just watching when we're teaching them something. But when you think that nobody's paying attention, when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you think that you're just getting through the day, that's when they're learning the most. This isn't just a parenting podcast. I'm not here to give parenting tips. This is something deeper than that. This is something about becoming the kind of person your kids don't have to be told to respect because they already see it in how you live. They already see it in what the energy that you put into your life, the energy that you put into yourself. It's not a parenting podcast by far. But what we're doing is we're building our better selves so that they build their best selves because they're watching. And with that being said, welcome to Because They're Watching, a We Wake Up and Grind podcast, the new series that I'm about to start. Let's get into it. Just for context purposes, it's almost 11 o'clock at night. It's Friday night. All I want to do right now is be in bed. But I've been up studying, bettering myself for my next endeavor that I'm about to go on in life. But I wanted to still put effort into myself and into my brand. I wanted to show that discipline and that consistency that I put into the gym to put into my legacy that I'm trying to build. And they see everything that we do. Most people think that parenting is just about what they say and what they say to their kids or the things that they say in life. But the advice they give, the lessons they teach, the conversations they have with their kids. But the truth is, your kids are studying something else entirely. They're studying your habits, not your speeches, not your intentions, just your habits. So if you think about that, if we're building discipline, if we're building consistency, if we're disciplined in every aspect of our lives, from our fitness to our job, if we're showing them what discipline looks like, that speaks so much louder than what words will ever tell them. Because you could tell somebody something all day long, but your actions are what carry your future. You could tell your kids to work hard, but if they see you quitting on yourself every single time something gets uncomfortable, they learn that version instead. You can tell them to be disciplined, but if they see you constantly breaking your own rules, they learn that discipline is optional. But in life, discipline can't be optional. But here's the part that most people don't want to hear. Your kids will copy what you do long before they believe what you say. Just think about that for 1 minute. Your kids will copy what you do long before they will believe a single thing that you say. And I'm no perfect father. There's a lot of things that I wish that I do better in my kids' lives every single day with how I interact with them, with how I talk to them, with how I discipline them, with every single aspect. The fact that, when life is stressed and I have so much stuff going on, then you lash out at them. You teach them that lashing out is a part of life. And that's something that I'm ashamed of and I hate that. But that's part of what's driving me to be the best version of myself. Of course, we all want to look better and feel better, and the gym can be all about the physical. But to me, the gym is so much more than that. I'm trying to build the better version of myself physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. And it all comes from that discipline and consistency that I put into the gym every single day. It's building the blocks that I can make a foundation for my kids because they're watching when you think they're not. When you're on the phone instead of being present, which we're all guilty of. When you say I'm too tired for the gym again, they see that. Oh, well, if he could put that off, then I can. When you say I'll start tomorrow for the 10th time, it shows them that procrastinating is okay. That discipline is optional. When you give up on something that you said mattered to you a week ago, but then this week you don't do it anymore, they're watching all of it. I'm not saying this to make anybody feel bad. Like I said, I am no perfect father. I'm a trying father, but I'm not perfect. Not by a long shot. But I'm saying this because it matters. Because most people are trying to raise strong kids while living a weak standard themselves. And that just doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't outsource discipline to your kids. You can't teach consistency while living inconsistently. And you can't expect them to build a strong life if they never saw you build one for yourself. Here's the truth: you are the first example of normal your kids will ever see. So, whatever you do consistently becomes their definition of what life is supposed to look like. And that's something that I'm learning myself. That if I want my kids to be better than I ever was, if I want them to have a better life, better standards, more discipline, more consistency in their life, if they want to be the best version of themselves, I am what they consider to be normal. That's the truth. You are the first example of normal your kids ever see. If you wake up early, they think that's normal. If you move your body, they think that's normal. If you handle stress with control, they think that's normal. But if you quit on yourself consistently and constantly, they'll begin to think that's normal too. And the hard part is, nobody's going to clap for you in real life for this. There's no audience for getting up early. There's no audience for discipline when nobody's watching. But your kids are watching, even when nobody else is. So the question isn't just what kind of parent am I being? It's what kind of example am I becoming? Because one day your kids are going to grow up and they're going to face their own pressure. They're going to face their own battles. And in those moments, they won't remember every word you said. They'll remember how you lived. They'll remember how you face those responsibilities. They'll remember how you face those battles. And then they're going to replicate that because, again, you are the normal that they see. They'll remember if you showed up when it was hard. They'll remember if you stayed consistent when nobody was checking in on you. They'll remember if you built discipline in your life, or if you've always talked about it but never actually lived it. And that memory, that example, that becomes their internal standard. You become your kids' standard. So here's a challenge, not for them, but for you. Stop thinking about parenting as instruction. Start thinking about it as demonstration. Because every day you're either showing them this is how you handle life or this is how you avoid it. Your kids are always watching, even when you think they're not. They're taking in everything like a sponge, soaking in everything. And the life that you're living right now is the lessons that they're going to carry forever, even after you're gone. This is because they're watching an official new We Wake Up and Grind podcast series. We don't just talk about change here, we live it. Until the next episode, stay consistent, stay disciplined, keep grinding, yo. Peace.